Oops. All right, guys. Hopefully this works this time. Yeah, my internet crapped out again, just like last night, and it took me a little bit to get it back up and running, but we're back up and running. Let's see. Hopefully it doesn't happen again. Fingers crossed. But let's go ahead and before I want to do a abridged because of how long that took for me to get things back up. We'll do a little abridged game recap from game one. Before I do that, I want to thank my sponsor of this video, Gassy Jack Art, maker of this amazing artwork you see right here. And you guys can check him out yourselves at gassjackart.com. He does have some Blue Jays stuff, so if you want to go ahead, get some of those Blue Jays prints. He still has his sale going on where you can buy two, get two for free. He did add a couple new Blue Jays ones after the ALDS. So go ahead, check him out, gassjackart.com. So let's go ahead and do a little recap of game one, and we'll go from there. I have some things planned out just before first pitch. I'm also going to show off some jerseys, just to kill some time. Show you guys some of the Blue Jays jerseys that I have, and some of the non-Blue Jays jerseys that I have as well. So we're going to do that during this stream as well. So let's go ahead and just start recapping before my internet craps out. Again, fingers crossed it doesn't happen again. So yeah, let's go ahead and just break down game one. Game one, we had, obviously, final score was 11-4 for the Blue Jays. Fantastic game. Let's quickly take a look at the stats for this. Blue Jays, 14 hits. Dodgers, 6 hits. No errors on both sides. 5 men left on base for the Blue Jays. 7 men left on base for the Dodgers. Blue Jays had 3 home runs. Dodgers only had 1. Blue Jays had 4 walks. Dodgers had 6 walks. Blue Jays only had 4 strikeouts, while the Dodgers had 13. So 13 Dodgers struck out in this game. No stolen bases for either side. Let's go ahead and look at quickly play-by-play. Top of the first, Shohei Ohtani strikes out for the first out. So yes, Trey Savage strikes out Shohei Ohtani in his first game of the World Series. First player he faces, Shohei Ohtani, he strikes him out. That's got to feel amazing for Trey Savage after this, last couple months he's had, dating back to the end of the season and then going into the postseason. This has been absolutely bonkers. I don't know how he's, able to remain calm throughout this whole thing, but my hat's off to Trey Savage. Second out, Mookie Betts grounds out to shortstop Jimenez for the second out. Freddie Freeman also grounds out, this time to Bo Bichette. Third out, so that is the top of the first. A 1-2-3 top of the first for the Blue Jays in this game. Bottom of the first, George Springer grounds out to Mookie Betts. First out, David Schneider pops out. Second out, Vladdy walks. And then Bo Bichette playing not only second base for the first time in his major league career, but first time in the lineup in over 7 weeks. And he gets a hit, gets a single. Vladdy, hustles his way to third. Kirk walks, Bo to second. And then Varsho flies out to center to end the inning. Unfortunately, the Jays had the bases loaded in that bottom of the first, and they weren't able to capitalize, but they did get 1 hit in that inning. Moving to the top of the second, Will Smith walks. Teoscar Hernandez hits into a fielder's choice. Will Smith out at second. Teoscar is safe at first. 1 out. Max Muncy singles to left. Teoscar to second. Kike Hernandez singles to center. Max Muncy to second. And then Teoscar would score on that to make it 1-0 Dodgers. And then Andy Pages strikes out swinging for the second out. And then Trey Savage is able to get Shohei Ohtani to ground out for the third out. So 1 run on 3 hits in the top of the second. Bottom of the second, you had Ernie Clement singled to left. Mal Straw strikes out on a foul tip for the first out. Andres Jimenez strikes out on a foul tip for the second out. And then George Springer singles to George Springer singles Ernie gets a little too hungry and tries to go to third, gets picked off at third for the final out of the inning. In this inning, the Jays were able to get 2 hits off of Blake Snell. Top of the third. Now, this is where Trey got into a little bit of trouble. He walked Betts, walked Freeman, so back-to-back walks for Trey Yosavage. Will Smith singles to right field and advances to second. Freddie Freeman out at third, who got caught in a rundown. Mookie Betts is able to score to make it 2-0 Dodgers. Teoscar grounds out to Bo for the second out, and then Max Muncy strikes out swinging to end the inning. So very little damage there, despite the leadoff walks by Yosavage. He emerges from that pretty unscathed. Going to the bottom of the third, Schneider strikes out swinging. Vladdy singles to left. Bo grounds out. Vladdy out at second for the third out. They're missing an out here. Oh, no. Oh, it ends up being a double play. Sorry, it doesn't really show that on here. I'm using Sportsnet, not MLB. Moving over to the top of the fourth, Kike Hernandez strikes out swinging. Edmonds strikes out swinging. Andy Pajes flies out to center so a quick 1-2-3 inning in the top of the fourth. Moving to the bottom of the fourth, Kirk singles to right. And then Dalton Varsho hits a homer to center field, 2-run homer to tie the game up. This is what really got the Jays, alive in this game, got the ball rolling for that 6th inning, which we will get to very shortly. Clement flies out for the first out. Straw lines out for the second out. And then Jimenez is called out on strikes for the third out. So 2 runs on 2 hits in the bottom of the fourth. Top of the fifth, Shohei Ohtani called out on strikes. Mookie Betts singles to center. Freddie Freeman flies out for the second out, and then Will Smith flies out for the third out. So 1 hit in the top of the fifth for the LA Dodgers. Moving to the bottom of the fifth, Springer singles to left. Schneider grounds out to the infield. Springer out at second. So this was another double play. And then Vladdy grounds out to Edmund to end the inning. So 1 hit in the bottom of the fifth for the Blue Jays in this. Top of the sixth, Teoscar Hernandez called out on strikes. Muncy pops out for the second out. And then Kike Hernandez strikes out for the third out. So another 1-2-3 inning for the Blue Jays. The score still tied 2-2. Then we move to the bottom of the sixth. And this is where things kind of unloaded for the Blue Jays. Bo walks. Bo is then relieved. There's a pinch runner in IKF. Kirk singles to right, so IKF moves to second. So now you have runners on first and second. Dalton Varsho gets hit by pitch. This was a little scary as it was up high. It was near his head. So the bases are now loaded. Kirk's at second. IKF is at third, and Varsho is at first. And then that dog, Ernie Clement, singles to center. Varsho to second. Kirk to third. IKF scores. It is now 3-2 for the Blue Jays. And then Nathan Lucas walks. So the Dodgers walk in a run. Clement to second, Varsho to third. Kirk scores on that walk. Then Jimenez singles to right. Lucas to second, Clement to third, and Varsho scores. It's now 5-2 for the Toronto Blue Jays. Springer hits into a force. Jimenez to second, Lucas to third. Ernie Clement out at home, so that's the first out. So up until this point, Dodgers hadn't gotten an out. And then bam, Addison Barger homers, hits a grand slam. Springer scores, Jimenez scores, Lucas scores to break it wide open to make it 9-2 for the Blue Jays. And then Vladdy singles to center. IKF flies out to Kike Hernandez for the second out. And then Alejandro Kirk, Captain Kirk, homers to center, 2-run homer. Vladdy scores, Kirk scores. It is now 11-2 for the Blue Jays. So 9 runs scored by the Blue Jays in this 6th inning. 9 runs on 6 hits. Varsho flies out to end the inning. Moving forward to the top of the 7th, Edmund walks. Pajes called out on strikes. Shohei Ohtani homers to right. 2-run home run to make it 11-4. Mookie Betts strikes out swinging. And then Freeman flies out to right to end the inning. 2 runs on 1 hit for the Dodgers, so they showed a little bit of signs of life there, but and nice little fact for you guys, Shohei Ohtani, this was his first World Series home run, which is surprising to say considering they were in the World Series last year, and I guess he didn't hit a home run last year. But he also becomes the second Japanese-born player to hit a home run in the World Series, the first, of course, being Hideki Matsui. Moving forward to the bottom of the 7th, Clement flies out to deep center for the first out. Lucas grounds out for the second out, and Jimenez grounds out for the third out. So quick 1-2-3 inning for the LA Dodgers in the bottom of the 7th. Top of the 8th, Smith grounds out for the first out. Teoscar walks. Muncy strikes out swinging, and then Kike Hernandez strikes out swinging to end the inning. So other than that walk to Teoscar, nothing really happened in the top of the 8th. So a scoreless inning for the Blue Jays. Moving to the bottom of the 8th, Springer flies out to center. Barger singles to left. Vladdy flies out to right for the second out, and then IKF flies out to center for the third out. So 1 hit in this bottom of the 8th inning. And then moving to the top of the 9th, Edmund pops out to Kirk. Pages lines out to right field for the second out. Shohei Ohtani walks. And during this top of the 9th, now, you've probably seen it by now, but Blue Jays fans were chanting, "We don't need you" to Shohei Ohtani. They were taunting him. And I thought this was absolutely amazing. It was hilarious. And it is absolutely right. I mean, we made it to the World Series without Shohei Ohtani on this team. Now, yeah, a couple years ago, he almost potentially was a Blue Jay, and that is what that stems from. But the fact that Blue Jays fans at Rogers Center were chanting, "We don't need you," I mean, they're not wrong. They didn't need Shohei Ohtani to get to the World Series. The Dodgers, it seems like, at least the last couple of years, needed it. And then Mookie Betts strikes out swinging to end the game. A 1-2-3 minus the walk inning for the Blue Jays, and the final score, as we mentioned, 11-4 for the Toronto Blue Jays. Moving back up, let's take a look at some of the box scores and some of the individual players in this game. We're going to start off with the Blue Jays. So Springer, 2 for 5. With a 2.39 batting average. David Schneider, who started the game, went 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a 200 batting average. Addison Barger, who went 2 for 2 with 4 RBIs, obviously that big grand slam. His average was 286. Vladdy went 2 for 4 with a average of 442. Bo Bichette went 1 for 2 with a walk. They don't have Bichette's average because, he's been out for 7 weeks. He hasn't played at all during the postseason. IKF, who came on as a pinch runner, went 0 for 2, 1 run, average is 238. Kirk went 3 for 3 with 3 runs, 3 hits, 2 RBIs, a home run, and a walk. He has an average of 222. Dalton Varsho went 1 for 3, 2 RBIs, 1 hit, 2 runs, 1 home run. His average is 273. Ernie Clement, he went 2 for 4, 1 RBI, and his batting average is 429. So Ernie Clement continues to swing a hot bat in this postseason. You had Miles Straw, 0 for 2 with a strikeout, a 222 batting average. Then you had Nathan Lucas, who came on as a pinch hitter, went 0 for 1. He went 0 for 0 technically, as he walked. His lone plate appearance, he walked. Gets a run in, as and his average is 333. Then you have Andres Jimenez, who went 1 for 4 with 1 hit, 1 run, and 2 strikeouts. His average is 263. So all total, you had 11 runs, as we mentioned, for the Blue Jays, 14 hits, 11 RBIs, 3 home runs, 4 walks, and 4 strikeouts for this game. So let's take a look at the Dodgers. Shohei Ohtani went 1 for 4. You love to see that. Although his lone hit was that home run, and he did walk, but he also struck out twice. His average is at 220. Mookie Betts went 1 for 4 with 1 walk, 1 hit, and 2 strikeouts. His average is .293. Freddie Freeman went 0 for 3 with a walk. His average is .231. Will Smith went 1 for 3 with an RBI as well as a walk, and his average is .286. So first 5 guys in the lineup all walked in this game, so that's not really that great. Max Muncy went 1 for 4 with 2 strikeouts. Average is .214. TK Hernandez went 1 for 4 with an RBI and 3 strikeouts. Average is .306. Tommy Edman went 1 for 3 with a walk and a strikeout. His average is .286. Then you had Andy Pages, who went 0 for 4 with 2 strikeouts with a .086, under a 1 average for Andy Pages. So once again, 4 runs for the Dodgers, 6 hits, 4 RBIs, 1 home run, that being Shohei Ohtani, 6 walks. Yes, that is very concerning, the amount of walks, but this number, 13 strikeouts. This Dodgers lineup strikes out a lot, and you know the Blue Jays are going to want to capitalize on that. And the fact that the Blue Jays are the complete opposite, they don't strike out a whole lot. So I think that is going to benefit the Blue Jays in this series. There is no errors. So as we mentioned off the top, let's take a look at the pitching. We'll start with the Blue Jays. Trey Yesavage, 4 innings, 4 hits, 2 runs, 2 earned runs, 3 walks, 5 strikeouts, an ERA of 4.26. Mason Fluharty went 0.2 innings, 1 and allowed 1 hit, had 1 strikeout. His ERA is 5.4 or 0. Sir Anthony Dominguez went an inning and a half, went 1.1 innings, 2 strikeouts. His average is 3.38. Braden Fisher went 1 inning, allowed a hit, 2 runs, 2 earned runs. That was the home run to Shohei Ohtani. 1 walk, 2 strikeouts. His ERA is 9.64. And then you had Chris Bassett. Now, this actually kind of surprised me that Bassett came on. I mean, I absolutely love Chris Bassett. I was so happy when he signed with us. I've always liked Bassett. He had a 1 inning, no hits, 1 walk, 2 strikeouts, 0.00 ERA, just because he hasn't pitched a whole lot in the postseason. And he also hasn't allowed a run. Eric Lauer, who finished off the game with an inning, 1 walk, 1 strikeout. His ERA is 6.75. So all totaled, Jays allowed 6 hits, as we mentioned, 4 runs, 6 walks, 13 strikeouts. And of course, Sir Anthony Dominguez was the winning pitcher. Let's take a look at the pitch count for Trey Yesavage. He threw 80 pitches, 44 of them were strikes. Mason Fluharty threw 17 pitches, 12 of them were strikes. Dominguez, 13 pitches, 8 of them were strikes. Braden Fisher, 23 pitches, 14 of them were strikes. Bassett threw 21 pitches, 13 of them were strikes. Then Eric Lauer threw 17 pitches, 9 of them were strikes. Trey Yesavage faced 18 batters. Fluharty faced 3. Dominguez faced 4. Fisher faced 5. Bassett faced 4. And Lauer faced 4 as well. Ground balls, 2 fly balls. 8 ground balls for Yesavage, 1 fly ball. Fluharty, 1 ground ball, 1 fly ball. Sir Anthony Dominguez, 0 ground balls, 1 fly ball. Braden Fisher, 0 ground balls, 2 fly balls, and then Bassett, 1 ground ball. And of course, Varsho was hit by a pitch. Now let's take a look at the Dodgers pitching. Blake Snell went 5 innings, 8 hits, 5 earned runs, 3 walks, 4 strikeouts. His ERA is 2.42. Emmett Sheehan didn't even last a full inning. Had 2 hits, 3 earned runs, 1 walk. Obviously, that was the big inning there. A 17.17 ERA. So, yeah, that is yikes. Anthony Banda, 0.2 innings, 3 hits, 3 earned runs. Obviously, Banda was in when Barger hit that grand slam. He inherited a run from Sheehan. 8.11 ERA. Justin Wroblewski pitched an inning, had a scoreless inning, and then Will Klein pitched an inning, allowed and allowed only 1 hit. Both have yet to allow a run in this postseason. Pitch count, 2 strikes. Snell threw 100 pitches, 62 of them were strikes. Sheehan threw 16 pitches, 11 of them were strikes. Banda, 12 pitches, 7 of them were strikes. Wrobleski, 14 pitches, 11 of them were strikes. Klein, 14 pitches, 12 of them were strikes. Batters faced, Snell faced 24, Sheehan faced 4, Banda faced 5, Wrobleski faced 3, and then Klein faced 4. Ground balls to fly balls, 8 ground balls for Blake Snell, 3 fly balls for Snell. Sheehan, 2 ground balls. Banda, 5 fly balls, 0 ground balls. Wrobleski, 2 ground balls, 1 fly ball. And then Klein, 1 ground ball and 3 fly balls. So there's that recap. I said condensed. I guess that wasn't really condensed, but that was, I guess, as condensed as you possibly could be. We got someone in the chat on Twitter, P Shadow, saying, who wins tonight? Well, obviously, I'm going for the Jays to win to keep the momentum from last night and to go up 2-0 in the series. That would be absolutely spectacular. And I have full faith in Kevin Gausman going tonight. But I will admit I am absolutely scared shitless of Yoshinobu Yamamoto, especially considering that previous game that he started, and he's just a dangerous pitcher. And the Jays are going to have the same strategy that they had in game 1 going into game 2. They are going to need to get Yamamoto out early in order to help them win tonight. But yeah, I'm going to pick the Blue Jays. Obviously, I mean, I respect the Dodgers, but come on, this is the Blue Jays this year to win it all, and we want it all.